Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Thursday, the 4th of April. Starting off with the S&P, which is maintaining its trajectory within that narrowing channel, which is quite amazing given that it's been alive since early October. The current support area at the floor of the channel there around 51.90. Above that, we're looking for the top of the channel there around the 53.20 mark, hopefully sometime later this month. Best case scenario over the next 1 to 2 months up towards 55.50, which is the top of that rising trend channel, at least the resistance line there from back in September. But in the near term, 53.20 to 30 probably the most that we should be looking for on the S&P. On the Nasdaq, you can see that we're still mirroring what we have at the S&P. If anything, this market looking a little bit more solid than the S&P, but we did actually escape the confines of that rising trend channel from October. We got the 50-day line there at 17,900, and above that, still looking for the red September resistance line projection as high as 18,800 by the end of this month. Best case over the next month or two would be up to 19,700 at that October resistance line projection. Moving along to the stocks, and here it's been a sort of decent collection that we've got on tap today, but regular over the near term has been the following stock: Airship, and here you can see why. We've got this nice turnaround within a broadening triangle that's been in place since basically the turn of the year, and bear trap, a rebound from below $8. Above that, we've been looking for a retest of $14 area sometime later this month, perhaps even more than that, the way things are going. Another stock which has legs, or appears to have legs in the near term, is ATI Life Sciences, and here we've got this breakthrough after the bounce off a rising 50-day moving average. Current trajectory of the shares is within a wide rising trend channel in place since the beginning of last year. The top of the channel there heading towards $3, and we're looking for that as soon as the end of this month, especially while we remain on the right side of the $2 mark, which was the earlier resistance of the week. One of the regular stocks that we have here at the moment is Gazoo, and you'll see from the chart perhaps why that is the case. Obviously, we've come down a long way over the recent past, and the recovery, at least initially, within a broadening triangle, the red triangle there, the initial target there around the $9 mark, and we've seen what's happened after that is that the shares have managed to test old support there back in November around the $19 level as new resistance, but we've come back to test that old target area around $9, and above that looking for a retest of the $19 to $20 area over the next couple of weeks. Another stock which has been a frequent flyer here is coming up next, and the strangely named Dogness. You can see that we've had another rebound off a rising 50-day moving average this week, and top of the channel there from back in November, it's high as $10.60. We're looking for that by the end of this month. Obviously, the main resistance for the shares in the $10 to $11 area since back in October. Another stock making a reappearance is coming up next, which is Envoy Medical. Here we've got this sharp retracement that we had from the early March peak, but the plus point here is the way that support was found above a rising 50-day moving average. That's normally a leading indicator on the upside. Initial target here on the current rebound up to $7.50, which is the top of that broadening triangle from back in October. The next situation is educational development, and here beautiful move over the last 24-48 hours. The shares in a rising pattern above a rising 50-day moving average. The likely trajectory is that we head towards the top of the rising trend channel from back in May last year. Floor of the channel currently around the $1.30 area, and the view at the moment is that while we're above recent resistance at $2.20, looking for the $3.60 mark at the top of that May channel from last year. We're returning to the next stock, which we covered, I think, a couple of weeks ago, Flora Growth. Here you can see that we've got a rising trend channel base in place since July last year. Top of the channel there around $3.60, which we're looking for as soon as the end of this month, while we remain above recent support around the $2 mark. Another regular coming up, and here you'll see why from the very strong pattern that we have for IC Zoom. This week really been a golden week for the shares. Top of the channel here up to $16.20, which we're looking for perhaps as soon as today. If you're a fan of the shares and looking for the next target on the upside, it would be the upper parallel of that rising trend channel from back in June, heading as high as $22 or $23 perhaps by the end of next month. But after such a straight move, maybe some consolidation down towards the old resistance just below $14 may be required. Next situation is a new one to us, multi-sensor AI, and here we're trying to get the W-shaped reversal, sort of strange double top they've got in the middle of that, but above the 50-day moving average around $2.60, looking for a retest of last month's resistance towards the $5 mark, and hopefully that will happen well before the end of this month. We're returning to a stock which has done well in the recent past, which is SolarMax, and here we guess that the shares are in a rising trend channel from February. Top of the channel, the guess is that it's up around $21, and that is the destination for the shares, while we hold above the floor of the channel around the $8.50 area, so above $8.50, looking for $20 plus on SolarMax. Moving on to the last three, and starting off with another new name for us, SNDL, and here you can see that we've had a vertical move this week for the shares, which is obviously nice and healthy. A rising trend channel here from basically this time last year, the top of the channel there heading for $3.10, and we're hoping for that by the end of this month, especially while we remain above the old September resistance zone in the $2.30 to $2.40 area. Tilray is next, and here this is looking like an encouraging setup. The reason for saying that is that we've got the breakout through the old January resistance there, just narrowly missing the triangle top there around $2.90, but hopefully we'll get that target hit, and above that the upper parallel is as high as $4, which we'd be looking for by the end of this month. Upside certainly valid while we're on the right side of the $2.50 zone. Finishing off with another new name, and hopefully it'll be a regular, Vanda Pharmaceuticals. Here you can see that we've gapped up above a rising 50-day moving average. The view at this point is that the longer we stay above the old post-September resistance in the $4.70 area, the greater the chance we move to the top of the rising trend channel from back in August as high as $7.20, perhaps by the end of this month. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.